All right, this is part 3 of the Phi-Singularity Transmuter. And we just got done talking about the thrust port, and now we're moving into the beam or the output port. So part 3, if you haven't watched the first 2 parts, make sure you go back and watch those. This is going to be a long series. Here we go. The beam output port. The final path is expression. When the transmuter chooses to project energy outward, it does so as coherent light, a beam that carries order wherever it travels. That beam can illuminate, heal, transmit information, or stabilize distant systems. It's handwriting of creation extended through space, because the energy is phase-locked and golden ratio aligned. It never scatters or decays. It stays intact until it meets imbalance. And then, like all the other stages, it simply restores balance again. These 3 channels, shield, thrust, and beam, are really just different faces of the same pulse. Defense, motion, illumination. Receive, move, give. It's the same law of the heart on a planetary scale. Take in what's chaotic, return it as coherence. And at the end of that exhalation comes the quiet glow of completion, the harmonic rebirth, where energy, planet, and consciousness all remember they were never separate. So now we come to the harmonic rebirth, or the completion of the transmutation of the energy, of the chaotic energy. And now we come to the moment everything was leading toward, the harmonic rebirth. It's the outbreath of the universe, the place where all that energy that once screamed in chaos finally exhales as light. What you're seeing here isn't just energy being released, it's energy being reborn. Inside the transmuter, the implosion has already happened. The storm collapsed, the fire found rhythm, the pressure turned into pulse. And when that coherence fills the toroidal heart to its brim, the energy seeks to express itself outward again. But now it carries memory. It remembers what it is: order, balance, symmetry. It leaves as golden harmonic waves, high-order frequencies that ripple through matter, water, and air, teaching everything they touch how to align again. In this stage, the transmuter becomes an alchemist of the world. It doesn't just release heat, it releases instruction. Every outgoing wave carries encoded geometry, Fibonacci spacing, harmonic resonance, phi ratio timing. Those patterns act like music for the material world, whispering to every molecule, return to your natural rhythm. That's why we call it the rebirth field. The same energy that came in violent and scattered now leaves with purpose and clarity. Where it once destroyed, it now creates. Where it once burned, it now heals. Where it once screamed, it now sings. And that song doesn't stop at the edge of the machine. It moves through the environment, into the ground, the oceans, the atmosphere. Everywhere the wave travels, chaos diminishes. Seismic activity calms, electromagnetic noise smooths, cellular stress unwinds, the world begins to breathe again. The harmonic output is also what lets us apply this technology to everything. Volcanoes, oceans, weather, even the human body. Because once you understand how to translate chaos into harmony, there are no limits to where you can apply it. That's the leap we're about to take. What you've just seen in the first 6 images is the universal principle. Now in the next 12, you'll see how that principle manifests, how the Phi-Singularity Transmuter becomes not just a device, but a blueprint for restoring coherence to the entire planet. When I first realized what the Phi-Singularity Transmuter could do, I didn't see a machine. I saw the planet herself, breathing, trembling, overheating, trying to find balance. The volcano, the earthquake, the lightning storm, these aren't punishments or random disasters. They're symptoms of blocked energy. They're the Earth's heartbeat looking for rhythm. Now imagine if instead of fighting the planet's pressure, we gave her a way to sing it back into harmony. That's what the planetary energy stabilizer does. The Phi-Singularity core is placed deep within a volcanic or tectonic vent, not as a plug, not as a cage, but as a translator. It listens to the magma pulse, feels the tension of the crust, and invites that chaos inward through its impulsive intake. Everything that once screamed in pressure rushes into the cavity, drawn not by force, but by resonance, like a storm answering the call of its own still point. Inside that cavity, the red-hot plasma meets the toroidal coherence field. All that unbalanced heat, the friction, the seismic vibration, it starts to spiral. And as it spins through the phi ratio harmonics, the violence folds in on itself, reorganizing into symmetry. The transmuter doesn't cool the magma by freezing it. It cools it by remembering it. It teaches the plasma to hum instead of explode. Picture golden rings of harmonic light radiating through the crust. The same pressure that once tore continents apart now becomes a stabilizing heartbeat. Seismic energy smooths into waves. Fault lines begin to breathe instead of fracture. The volcano still lives, but now it lives in rhythm with the planet's own coherence field. Its power is no longer destructive, it's constructive. And because every joule of that energy is now harmonically aligned, it can be routed. Out through energy conduits, it becomes electricity. Out through the magnetic lattice, it becomes weather balance. Even the excess heat can be stored in the field energy bank, ready to fuel entire regions. The volcano once feared becomes a global generator of harmony. This is what happens when you stop treating chaos as the enemy. You give it a song to dance to, and the earth, who's been aching to sing again, finally remembers the melody. We'll hop into part 4 right now. Hope you have a great night. Namaste.